Hi everyone, Adam here, and this is a Tales from the Dark Side series review, and today's episode is The False Prophet. Original US air date was August 4th, 1985. And this episode stars Ronee Blakley, who most horror fans would know as Marge Thompson from the original A Nightmare on Elm Street, and also stars Justin Diaz, and directed by Gerald Kotz, who had also directed episodes of Monsters. And this tells the story of Casey Pines, a young woman who lives her life by astrology. She stops off at a roadside cafe due to an astrology machine telling her that she'll meet someone in Texas. Where inside this cafe, there's also one of the astrology machines, which is known as Horus. So of course she has to try it. And these machines are incredibly high-tech. You can have a full-on conversation with Horus. It'll remember your name, your star sign, things like that. And this machine tells her not to get on the bus to Texas just yet. And of course, because she believes in astrology and anything this machine says, she stays at the cafe due to Horus telling her to do that. But Horus also tells her to be aware of false prophets. Later on in the cafe, a priest walks in, and the priest, whose name is Heath Jones, starts hitting on Cassie, which of course makes her uncomfortable, especially after Horus told her to beware of false prophets. Let's just say the priest is kind of very grabby. Even uses a statement, I get what I want. Yep, this was the 80s. As Horus tries to distract the priest from hitting on her and eventually knocks the priest out. Yeah, we soon find out that Horus was the one that told Cassie to head towards Texas so he could meet her. And this episode gets weirder when Cassie still interacts with Horus. And this is where it gets even weirder, with the machine confessing its love for Cassie. And then it gets even weirder when the priest comes to. All we find is, on the ground, ashes of Cassie's body, but inside Horus' machine, all we hear is her cries of help. And that's the end of the episode. Yeah. And this is the final episode of the first season. And I will say, I found this kind of disappointing. It is weird. Most of the Tales from the Dark Side show is weird, but this is extremely weird. Look, Ronee Blakley does fine. The thing is, she's not a bad person, but her fate's kind of mean. I know it's Tales from the Dark Side, but... And, yeah, having a priest trying to hit on her, and, this is stuff that wouldn't fly today at all on modern television. Because I'll just say the priest in this is very grabby. Like I said before, he even lifts her up off Horus, puts her over his shoulder and says, I get what I want, so, Yep. And I did find this one of the more disappointing episodes of the first season. It's just kind of dull, very weird ending. Ronee Blakley was fine. She made Cassie a likable character. The direction was kind of flat. It's pretty much set in one place all the time. I understand they do this a lot in Tales from the Dark Side because it's a low-budget show. But I didn't find it at all interesting, to be honest. Look, I'd probably give it a 5. There's some just weird ideas, some okay performances, but not much else. An overview of Series 1. Look, it took me a while to get through it, but I think the standout episodes were definitely Inside the Closet, the Tom Savini directed episode, I really like that one. The Odds, which I'd seen before. A Case of the Stubborns, that was pretty funny too, where a man refused to basically die because he was so stubborn. So I'd say they're probably the standout episodes. But like with any anthology, you're always going to have hits and misses and sometimes something in between. Yeah, and of course it's the first season. And so I'm going to wrap it up here. Let us know, have you seen The False Prophet? What did you think of it? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Adam, and I'll see you again soon.